there that have straight hair dreadlocks. And even looking at Maddox's dreadlocks, we don't see like any really form of actual dreadlocks. We see obviously that his hair is very messy and there are parts that are actually clumped up. He does have dreadlocks that are visible, but at the same time, they're not completely locked up. That just goes to show with the straight hair type that it can be tough to get freeform dreadlocks. But we'll take a look at today's video and we'll be able to tell how he's actually getting his hair this way and what he does in order to get his hair this way. Now, I'm not sure how many people would actually want their hair to be like this, but it is possible, and I know a lot of people actually like his hairstyle. Not only in this video will we explain his hair, but then we'll talk about how to actually maintain dreadlocks with the straight hair pattern. So at first glance, it just looks like his hair is very messy, but I can tell you that his hairstyle is very intentional, and a lot of people actually wear their hair like this. But first, let's talk about his hair type, because his hair type really indicates what methods he can do with that hair type. Now, with this hair type being I would say probably a 2A or a 2B, most likely leaning towards a 2A. He does have a little bit of wave to his hair, not a curl, but a wave. And with that, it does make the hair a little bit easier to lock up versus completely straight hair, which is the one hair type. So knowing that, there's methods that you can choose like twist and rip. You can do crochet hooking, you can do palm rolling. Those are all methods that work very well with the straight hair type. The two best ones are definitely going to be twist and rip and crochet hook, and I would actually even recommend doing both of them if you have straight hair, which I'll talk a little bit more on that later on in this video, on how to actually get dreadlocks with the straight hair type. And I'm talking very maintained dreadlocks that look, like dreadlocks when you think of the word dreadlocks. Now with Maddox, we see him with very messy hair, and that's because he's doing freeform dreadlocks. Now this just proves that any hair type can actually get dreadlocks, because every hair type wants to lock up on its own. That's why people brush their hair, that's why people comb their hair, and that's why people wash their hair and run their fingers through their hair. Now with his hair in particular, he's most likely just washing his hair and that's it. And what happens when you wash the hair, it wants to combine and cling to the hair next to it. Now one thing that we'll see with Maddox's hair as it progresses, it's going to clump up all together as one. Right now we don't see any sections, we don't see too much clumping. Right now it just seems pretty messy, but I'm sure his hair is completely tangled, and this really just takes time to progress, and it's especially a very long process for people with a straight hair type. And I've seen people with straight hair freeform dreadlocks, and it's really just a big clump of hair. I've never really seen someone with freeform dreadlocks with straight hair and it not just being one big clump. So that can be handled with separation and things of that nature. You can even assist the process by using rubber bands, but that takes a step out of freeform dreadlocks and into more of a maintained freeform. But let's go ahead and talk a bit about how to actually get dreadlocks with the straight hair type. There's many ways, and I do just want to point out the easiest and the fastest ways for you guys. Like I mentioned earlier, there are two ways that I definitely recommend, and that is, I've done them both on people and they work out great. With twist and rip, it's essentially locking up the hair instantly. But I would recommend, after doing twist and rip, go in with a crochet hook afterward. And I would recommend the Dreadlocks crochet hook. You can click the link down below and get yourself one. And I'm telling you, it is hands down the best tool to use on dreadlocks. I've given someone a full head of dreadlocks in less than 5 hours using this tool. And I'm talking completely mature. They can wash their hair, they can do hairstyles, they can braid it, whatever they want with that hair. And that's just by using the crochet hook. The same thing with twist and rip. When you do twist and rip and then follow it up with crochet hooking on straight hair, it's fully mature hair. You can wash it, braid it, do hairstyles, pull it up, however you want to do it. Whatever you want to do with your hair, you can do it. So that's why I recommend the crochet hook tool and that method. So make sure to go to Dreadlocks.com and pick yourself up the crochet hook. I would even recommend getting the locking bundle. It's going to help out a lot, because with the interlocking tool, it allows you to tighten up the roots, and then with the crochet hook, it allows you to tighten up the length of the hair. But both of those tools